Coming up, a legal battle is unfolding regarding Senate Bill 4, what this could mean for the state of Texas in minutes.
Plus, how UTRGV is helping students struggling to enter the workforce.
And a marketing professor discusses how the Stanley Company was able to rebrand and change their targeted audience. KVAQ-TV starts now. Hey vaqueros, welcome back. This is the second spring edition of KVAQ-TV. I'm Dathan Trevino.
And I'm Andrea Flores. Today is Monday, January 22nd, and at the top of the newscast. On January 3rd, the U.S. Justice Department filed suit against the state of Texas to challenge Senate Bill 4 regarding immigration law. Monica Chavez with the story.
If Senate Bill 4 takes effect on March 5th, it will empower state police to question people's immigration status, raising concerns about potential racial profiling.
And I think that the concern is that how could law enforcement go about implementing this without engaging in racial profiling, right? Are they going to be asking these questions only of people that look a certain way, speak a certain way, right?
UTRGV Political Science Assistant Professor Alvaro Corral says Texas Senate Bill 4 makes crossing the border without permission a crime. The first violation is a misdemeanor with up to 6 months in jail, and repeating it becomes a felony with a punishment of up to 20 years in prison. Immigration lawyer Mauricio Garcia says in 2012, Arizona tried to pass Bill 1070, similar to SB 4. The U.S. Supreme Court, in the case Arizona versus the U.S., ruled only the federal government has the power to make and enforce immigration laws. Garcia says Texas is revisiting the case due to the fact that the actual U.S. Supreme Court looks different than in 2012 and believes the main goal of SB 4 is to terrorize the immigrant community.
What this law is going to do is going to interrupt those plans if you are in the immigration process. If you have immigration cases under state law, I don't care, you go to jail. So that's going to affect quite a few people who are trying to do things legally. Back then, you had a court that perhaps wasn't so friendly to that law. And in this case, you may have a court that could be a bit more favorable to proceeding with that law.
In a news release on December 18, Governor Abbott says he signed SB 4 into law to stop the tidal wave of illegal entry into Texas, add additional funding to build more border wall, and crack down on human smuggling. Corral says with less than 2 months from SB 4 potentially taking effect, concerns regarding police training on race profiling will be raised.
If police, and other law enforcement officials at the state level don't receive that training before March 5th, then that gives them a lot of sort of leeway as to how they'll implement this at the street level.
For KVAQ-TV in Brownsville, Monica Chavez.
A new year means new opportunities, or at least job opportunities. But some students are struggling to get their foot in the door. Reporter Tristan Cortez with the story.
A campus like UTRGV sees thousands of students walking by, moving one step at a time closer to a degree. But a lot of students are afraid that a degree will not be enough to reach the career of their dreams. When it comes to the increasing competition in the labor force, the proof is in the postings, or lack thereof. A study from hiring website Indeed on the job outlook for 2024 shows a 30 to 50% year-to-year decline for job postings in major sectors, from marketing to scientific research and development. For students like environmental science junior Christine Rodriguez, that makes entering the workforce more challenging. Rodriguez currently works a part-time job that she says she got thanks to volunteer work, but says she also received over 20 rejections before landing that job.
The descriptions on Indeed and Glassdoor, they said what they wanted, but it was kind of weird because they want people with no experience, but they prefer people with experience.
In response to greater insecurity among students entering the workforce, UTRGV points students to the UTRGV Career Center, a resource that helps prepare undergraduates, graduates, and alumni. Career advisor at the UTRGV Career Center, Gilalti Cardenas, says she was in the same boat as many students when she was in college before getting a job. The center goes beyond informing students by instilling confidence and tailoring an image that makes them appealing to employers.
I call them career conversations, right? Or professional branding, right? What are your goals? What are your professional goals? And how can we help you be best prepped for them? because that's why you're here, right? That's why you're here at UTRGV, not just to get to that point where you're walking that stage in graduation, but more specifically for after.
The UTRGV Career Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday in Brownsville and in Edinburgh. To learn more information or to search for job postings, visit utrgv.edu/career center or visit the Career Center tab on Handshake. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Tristan Cortez.
Financial aid reimbursements have already been issued to most eligible students. With the money comes the question, what should you spend it on?
Financial aid money can come in a variety of amounts, with some students making thousands of dollars depending on the school. An amount of money that should be spent on academic materials. Any student who received more financial aid from a grant or loan than the price of their tuition received the excess amount in the form of a refund. Financial Aid Assistant Director Roman Silva speaks on the many things students should prioritize spending money on.
Textbooks, supplies that are needed for school, educational expenses related to that would be what we're recommending students use it for.
Refunded money coming from financial aid grants can be spent freely. UTRGV theater freshman Alexandra Salazar says she plans to use her money on necessities.
If my mom needs help in paying the rent or the light or for the for the internet, then I can help assist her in paying for that. You could say that I'm an emergency. So unless we absolutely need it, at least we have me to fall back on.
For loan financial aid, the money will have to be paid back, and Silva recommends to spend it for academic purposes. The federal student aid website states financial aid can be used to cover expenses such as tuition and fees, housing, food, books and supplies, transportation, computer, and dependent care. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Dathan Trevino. UTRGV is known for being one of the best schools for chess in America. A chess team member talks about advancing to the final nationals competition with schools like Webster University, UT Dallas, and the University of Missouri.
UTRGV's chess team is back on track, qualifying for the National Championship of Collegiate Chess, President's Cup, along with 3 other universities.
The team has advanced from the Pan American Intercollegiate Championship 6 times since 2015. This year's championship was held here in the Valley at the McAllen Convention Center, where UTRGV competed against 21 schools and earned 4th place. Chess coach Bartek Macheya says UTRGV sent out 9 teams, which is the record number that a school has ever sent to compete. Macheya has been the chess coach since 2012 and says it's rewarding to see the team learn and grow.
When I see that we are practicing, the students are learning, and then the knowledge that they get during the trainings, they can apply in their games and they do it successfully.
Macheya adds it is not just about the members' skills, but how focused and motivated they are. Psychology sophomore Gleb Dujin and biomedical science sophomore Jean-Rodrigue Lemieux are 2 winning team members. Dujin, who has been playing chess for 11 years, explains his team eases the tension when competing.
It's also important to get support from teammates and coach, so it really helps to, calm your nerves and fight some anxiety.
The team members are looking to make UTRGV the national champion once again, preparing with trainings and reviewing past games.
So it's going to be a big challenge. I think the other 3 universities are very strong, but the UTRGV has won it like 3 times recently. So
the team will compete in the President's Cup in the first week of April.
The chess program also has a chess club for those who would like to play recreationally or those who would like to learn and meet new people. To get in contact, email chess@utrgv.edu. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Andrea. A cup made viral has people standing in line for hours just to get one. Is the Stanley Cup worth the craze?
Julia Guerrero has more information about its influence.
The Stanley Company has been around since 1913. Its tumbler originally targeted for utility, outdoor, and camping use. But because of social media, the Stanley Quencher tumbler has now become a fashion accessory for some consumers. Videos on social media, such as a car fire aftermath, showing how sustainable and durable the tumblers are, contribute to the demand for the products. Integrated health science freshman Genesis Aleman says she bought the cup before it became viral.
I saw it on a TikTok that this car blew up and the Stanley was the only thing that remained perfectly fine.
Marketing Department Chair Peter Magnusson says the initial hype from female bloggers posting about the cup did not create enough traction to push for a new target until the tumblers started going viral on social media. Magnusson says the hiring of Stanley Global President Terrence Riley led to rebranding the image of Stanley.
He then bought into this rebranding of the product, and in his words, it went from male, green, and hot to female, colorful, and cold.
Magnusson says using the scarcity marketing tactic and putting out a limited amount of editions, such as the bright pink and red tumblers for Valentine's Day, caused the Stanley Cup craze. But like any fashion accessory or trend, if the demand is not there, the product may become invaluable over time, much like the Beanie Babies did in the 90s. Will the utility tumbler turned fashion accessory be able to keep up with the hype? Or will it meet the same fate as the Beanie Baby? Only time will tell. For KVAQ-TV in Edinburgh, Julia Guerrero.
Thank you, Julia, and thank you for joining us. Make sure to watch us Monday through Friday on VCast monitors and social media. For KVAQ-TV, I'm Dayton Trevino.
And I'm Andrea Flores. Have a great week, vaqueros.